In this video, I'm gonna talk about Ceci. Welcome to Montreal, a dreamy, fancy, idyllic version of Montreal. All the charms and none of the problems. All the beauty and none of whatever bullshit Reddit is yelling about for its 2 minutes of hate. It's the best foot forward. It's the setup for a magnificent Paris syndrome. But don't let that get in the way. It is still objectively a beautiful city. Beautiful like that one couch in the living room that is cracked and weathered and looks like it has seen better days. But the moment you put your backside onto it, you just never want to get up again. The first thing I saw in this game was a traffic cone, so I'm happy to report that this video game is location correct. Meanwhile, my gaming computer is not very period correct, so this means I had to take the settings down to a dramatically minimalist extent just to have something running at some semblance of frames per second rather than seconds per frame. Mind you, I am running version 101. This game is fresh out of the oven and still steaming hot, so I guess it's expectable that there can be a few kinks to work out. On the other hand, it's been in development for 7 years. So I admit to be a little puzzled at the performance if I put myself into the mindset of graphical requirements from 7 years ago. Maybe the development studio made changes along the way to take advantage of new features. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. The story is as follows. You're a painter and you're spending the summer in Montreal. That's it. There's no enemy to take down. There's no time pressure. There's no rent to pay. There's just you and your creativity and your gumption to get out there and explore. You've got people you can help, you've got commissions you can take on, and no matter what, you can put your paintings up for auction at the cafe to enjoy some extra pocket change. Money is not a concern in this game. You're not just taking a summer in a video game. You're taking a summer from life itself. You can forget about all your needs. You can forget about eating, drinking, paying the bills, and worrying about your savings. You can skip and hop to your heart's content and paint the world around you to discover more of it. You can discover a world where you can get anywhere on foot and where people are charming, genuine, and unique. You can even take a summer from your own skills. It doesn't matter if you can't draw. When you put your things on a canvas, you place shapes and objects that you can arrange the way you like, and it makes any creation of yours look like a painter's masterpiece. You can crank out works of art to fulfill side quests, or you can just make paintings for the heck of it, because you had an idea, because you want to expand your mind a little, because you want to challenge yourself. Or maybe because you just want to know what something would look like when viewed through your personal lens, colored by your life's experience and what you make of your existence. It's beautiful how every location in the game openly floats in a vast and wide expanse, as if this was all a breathtaking dream. It makes me regret coloring the sky. The sky grounds my surroundings, and I no longer feel surrounded by clouds. Maybe I should do a painting to illustrate that. Buildings and houses on a ground made of sky, bathed in the pure luminosity of a white dream. BioShock Infinite, eat your heart out. Let's see. First, to get back to the apartment. Don't mind the Spartan decoration, I haven't furnished it yet. I could, but I chose to spend my time elsewhere. I furnish my living space pretty sparsely, both in real life and in video games. Alright, I think I'll make this a portrait orientation. I'm gonna need the sky itself on the bottom. I'm gonna need some buildings, maybe a gazebo, a fountain, a telephone booth, that's very city-like, and of course a park bench to indicate relaxation. Set all that on the blue, and then all I need is a handful of clouds to perch them on. Alright, do I put a sunshine above this? Sleep, alright. Night brings counsel, as they say. Maybe some green terrain to make it seem like we're seeing a hidden world that's upside down. On second thought, nothing at all. I think this'll do just fine. There. Done. After I did that painting, I stepped outside in real life and I got to witness the world. I got to enjoy the vibrancy of greens and blues trying to meet one another through a small canopy of faraway clouds. The sun happened to shine just the right way to make it feel as if life itself was happening in HDR. Of course, the video game had a more washed-out color palette than this, but call it encouragement to go outside and check out the scenery a little. Eventually, I opted to switch my graphics card for a more current model, even though I had to sell my left nut to afford it. That's fine, it'll grow back. It got me into a better position for the visual settings, but even then I couldn't kick them up to the maximum. I was actually pretty surprised by the outcome, seeing as the new graphics card can run Darktide and Space Marine 2 with everything cranked to 11 and not even care. I don't claim to have any expertise in video game graphics, but I'm not completely ready to say that everything's going right in the neighborhood when I feel like I am mining Bitcoin every time I run this game. And there's still a lot of jarring pop-in that happens even at that level. Gauging on the amount of time this can occupy a person is a trap question. If one has to ask how long the content goes for, then that person isn't looking in the right place. This game has a start and an ending, but the plot is a series of everyday non-events because they are just accessories and vessels to teach the player to use the painting mechanic. The side quests are there to push the player to get creative and to do what the game is ultimately all about: exercising the imagination. But people love numbers, so here we go. In my case, I got from start to finish in 16 hours. I like to believe that I played within the spirit of the game because the quests want you to place elements onto a canvas, but I don't think there are any checks on the quality and the composition. Once again, if you do the paintings just for the checkmark, then you're bypassing the experience. You do not speedrun this game. You slow run this game. In fact, when it comes to it, the more you play the game, the more the game ceases to be a game. The game serves as the training wheels for the painting mechanic, and you have an infinity of paint at your disposal. You have a home to decorate as you enjoy. You have frames that you can pick up and install to show off your works. You will know you'll have completed the game when it has transformed itself into a tool. And if you use that tool properly, then it becomes a toy. By the looks of the Steam galleries, many people have already toyed with the paint and the canvas, and they've already produced magnificent works that prove they're running circles around me. But that's okay. Everybody's invited, and nobody's here to judge. We're all just here to partake in the wonderful ability that we have. That of creation. In short, this game is open mic night.